Divine greetings and gratitude, tribe. Welcome back to our sacred space. I'm excited to have you here, of course. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nuna. I am here to help you transcend beyond pain and suffering, expand your consciousness, as well as manifest by merging the arts of writing and magic. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you subscribe so that you can receive a lot more messages, as well as stay up to date on intuitive readings and receive all the things that you need to help you along your path of remembrance. And of course, tribe, if you are not new here, if you've been here since the Magic of Eden days, welcome. I'm so excited to have you as we evolve along this journey. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for believing in me. And thank you so much for being here in this space with me. And before we get into the reading, I would like to invite you to take a look into the Ethereum. The Ethereum is a space where I handcraft spiritual essentials to help you on your path of remembrance. Each of these essentials has been handcrafted by me, and these rituals that I do in order to bliss the items, in order to amplify the energy and to work with them, are rituals that I do behind the scenes with guidance from my ancestors, depending on the oil or essential, as well as the guidance of my guides, as well as my own intuition, wisdom, and studies and research. So yes, make sure that you take a look at that. Also, I would love for you to join the private Saiyonan circle. That is where I do dedicate my time, attention, and devotion to you behind the scenes in ways that I do not do so in the public. So thank you so much for joining the ministry. That is what I'm here for. I'm here to do things for the community. I would love to have you as a part of that sacred circle. I do not know what these messages are about, but let's go ahead and get into the messages. I will catch you at the reading. All right, so welcome to the reading. Let's go ahead and see what your messages are. I do not know what these cards are. However, what I did hear when I was shuffling the cards was be your best self. That's exactly what I heard. I also do want to say that this also does include the ancestral reading, only because I feel like I don't want to shut out the ancestors or your ancestors from coming through. So if any of the benevolent ancestors that you have who want the best for your highest and your greatest good, as well as your spiritual team who has the best for your highest and your greatest self, I invite them into this space, as well as my own, of course. I do set the intention that this space is sacred, that this space is protected, that this space is full of love, vibrancy, wisdom, and all the things that you will need to help you on your path of remembrance. Thank you so much, Divine, for protecting me as I immerse myself into your wisdom. Thank you so much for protecting my crown, protecting my heart, protecting my root, protecting my sacral, protecting my solar, protecting my third eye, for protecting my crown, for protecting everything, for protecting my throat chakra energy, or protecting my throat region as I deliver the messages to the collective. Thank you so much for allowing them to receive what they need and allow me to just be the channel. Thank you so much for giving me the gift of clarity. Thank you so much for having me to use my gifts right now for my Saiyonan collective. Now we're going to get to those in a little bit. We're going to start off with this Tarot of the Divine. As stated, I did hear the words be your best self. So I don't know if someone here is looking for some kind of confirmation, or if they're looking for, this one sticks out to me the most. This one does not just yet. I want you to keep in mind that these messages are absolutely timeless. You do not have to worry about these messages expiring, for lack of better terms. Okay, there you go. Okay, be your best self. I wonder what this is about. Wow. To start the reading off, we have the Eight of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords. Of course, there's a flip side to this. Of course, there is a backstory. Of course, this does not go without saying that someone has been through something. The Eight of Swords. Okay. All right. All right, let's go ahead and turn these other cards over to see what you have. You have the Eight of Cups. Oh, goodness. Okay, let's see. You have the Six of Wands in reverse. Wow. And you have the 10 of Wands here. All right. So it looks like, obviously, right? Obviously, if you know tarot, then you probably already know what I'm going to say. But I'm also going to allow myself, again, to just open up as a channel. I just want to let you know now that the more that you continue to be in this particular space, the more that it's going to drain you and the more that it's going to pull you away from your own authenticity. And I say that because whenever we see the eight, I don't know why I keep wanting to say the Ace of Swords. I think that's a message coming through from the Ace of Swords. It's this divine truth. As I say that, you also do have here the High Priestess as well as the Magician card. So I feel like there's hope for this, right? Like there's hope for this. I don't really like saying the word hope. I just like to just call it what it is, right? I know that I mean, I'm not one, like I said, I'm not one to use the word hope, but the word is hope that's coming through. Maybe you're someone that resonates with the word. Maybe you're someone who's looking for some type of guidance or reassurance. But either way it goes, I feel like every time we see the eight of swords, it's the energy where we kind of lock ourselves in because of some type of fear, or we lock ourselves in, or we feel as though we're trapped by something. And usually it's because of what we perceive, and each of these knives represents a thought that we have that keeps us caged and locked into this cave or into this mental mindset or into these mindsets of agony and turmoil and restriction. And almost sometimes it comes off as us in a way restricting ourselves because of the ideologies that we have, because of the things that we believe about ourselves and others. And so we alienate ourselves, or we pull back and we say, nope, I can't go through with this. I don't like, it's like, it's something. What I'm hearing is that it's a sickness. For someone here, it's the sickness. And I'm picking up on, I just heard something about like a chronic disorder where they chronically go into, or I don't really want to call it a disorder, but it's almost like they have like chronic depression where it's like, okay, it's creeping in again, it's creeping in again, it's creeping in again. But what I'm hearing is that the reason why this is happening is because you were not always this way. This happened when you had to pull yourself out of being you, out of survival. And this is one of those things where, again, you were not someone that just started off as being someone that was always, isolated or standoffish is the word that I'm hearing. It's like you really don't do people very well is what I'm hearing. You also don't do crowds, and you can't be around people. It's something about people. But on the flip side to that, this may resonate for some of you it may not. And even if it's just one, that's fine. But what I'm hearing is that you're more of a people person than you would like to believe. And you are more excited about life than what you would like to think or believe, or what people may believe. It's just the fact that there was all of these circumstances that made you feel like you had to go back and pull back into this cave and believe the worst about yourself. And I heard again earlier, I heard the words, be your best self. So this has everything to do with some type of fear of authenticity, fear of being seen. And it makes sense because you do have the Six of Wands coming up in reverse here, where the Six of Wands doesn't beg for attention. The Six of Wands gets attention by default simply because it achieves something. But for some reason, I'm hearing that someone is not proud of themselves. They may not be proud of something that they have done, or they may not be proud because of where they're at in life, and it makes them feel kind of ashamed of even showing up at all, because it's like, well, what's the point? I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm not doing anything right. I feel like no matter how hard I try, it's always something that sets me back, and I feel the worst about myself. Maybe you feel like you procrastinate a lot, because I'm picking up on procrastination. Maybe you procrastinate because you're afraid of the outcome, or you're afraid that you won't do well, or you're afraid of what people may think, or whatever it may be, right? I do feel, however, is that you are someone that has a very strong intuition. And let's just say, for example, if it's not even about procrastination, if it's not even about you feeling bad about yourself or things like that, maybe you're in a situation that's difficult to walk away from. And although you know it's time to go, although you know it's time to show up for yourself, you don't do that because you feel like, well, if I don't, then somehow this all is going to fall apart. And I feel like the Magician here, the fairy godmother, is saying, no, you may believe this, and I understand that you believe that because of how big your heart is. But if you were to just kind of pull back a little bit and watch, and then allow us to kind of move and make magic for you on your behalf, then you'll see that it's really all in your head right now. It's all in your head right now. And it's so interesting because they're not saying that in a dismissive way, because they know that you've been through a lot and they know that you've been through things in your life. And they're not saying that you shouldn't feel, or they're not saying that you're wrong for experiencing that. But the reason why they're saying it that way, the clarity that I'm being given to give you, is that this is all in your head because you're expecting for your life to be the same way it was in the past. And that's the reason why it's all in your head. When they say that it's all in your head, they're saying that you're fluctuating or navigating in between two extremes, the extreme of the future and the extreme of the past, so much to the point where you're not grounded and rooted in your reality right now, because you're so deep into these thoughts of, this is the way that it could be. This is the way that that I think that it's going to go because of this. It's the fact that you're trying to keep yourself out of danger. But the truth here is that you are someone who's meant to shine. You're meant to be seen. And Spirit is asking for you to shine, to see yourself in the way that they see you, in the way that your ancestors see you. Let's move this camera down a little bit. They're asking for you to see yourself in the way that they see you, and they see you as someone so magical. They're saying that you don't have to remain in this situation. And also the fact that, remember, there are still cups here that can be full, that can be put on top of these other cups. And that means that they're wanting you to make room for more things that are more valuable, that mean more to you, that are so true to you. And that's where they're saying for you to be your best self. Your best self is so amazing and beautiful and just radiant and vibrant. And they're wanting you to get back to that. The color that's standing out to me the most right now is purple. And it's interesting because you do have the high priestess here. You could like purple and gold, or you could just like the color purple, or wow, the color purple. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but the movie The Color Purple is coming through. I don't know if you resonate with that movie or not, but maybe you want to go back and watch it. Not really sure. But there's something very, very significant about, and also a crescent. So you're someone that has a lot of wisdom within them. And I feel like it's your wisdom that you have that sets you apart from the crowd. It's what I'm also hearing is that someone here is trying to figure out, how do I fit into the crowd? And they're saying, don't fit into the crowd, stand out. You are going to stick out like a sore thumb all the time. It's never going to fail. It's never going to fail. But that's a superpower, because your superpower is wisdom. Your superpower is compassion. Your superpower is understanding, higher understanding. And they're saying that to you. It's like you are someone that receives so much, so many downloads. I just heard the word prophet, like maybe like a prophet or a priestess, or maybe you're someone that or prophetess, or however you identify. I'm not sure, but you're someone that is so futuristic, and you're here to help people. You're here to help I don't know why I'm hearing the world, but you're here to help the world. And I feel like Spirit is asking for you to stand up, to stick out, to allow your intuition to lead you and guide you. Because as long as you allow your intuition to lead you and guide you, you're never going to be lost. And your guides connect with you via your intuition. Your ancestors connect with you via your intuition. Right? And so that's what they're wanting you to know. They're wanting you to know that you are so powerful, and you don't have to continue to hold the burdens. You don't have to continue to hold the burden of thinking that you are doing this all by yourself. Someone here feels so alone and isolated and cold and just tired, and they feel exiled. They feel casted out. They feel that they've been carrying a lot. You feel like you've been carrying a lot on your own. And that's another reason why I feel like this is one of those things where we say, I'm not alone, although I feel alone. And it's so interesting how much we have in common. We, meaning people, we have so much in common. We're all so different, but we are all so much alike. We are all so much alike. They're not wanting you to carry this burden anymore. I just heard something about an Archangel Michael, like an Archangel Michael shrine. I don't know if someone's been working with the Archangel Michael shrine. I'm not sure. Or if they want to create a shrine for that Archangel. I work with certain guides. So, that's definitely for you. Exactly. Like I said, someone feels very much alone. You have the 5 of Pentacles here. Lost, alone, cold, refusing help. This is coming up as a refusal of help for some people. It's definitely a refusal. While someone's trying to offer you something. the Knight of Cups here. Look, you have the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. You also have the Three of Cups. You have the Hangman in reverse here as well. I feel like you're being called here to question I just heard question your right to receive and question why you choose not to. And I feel like they want you to sit with it and journal about it, because there's something about how you are so equipped. Like they're saying you're so equipped with everything that you need. All you need to do is ask. They're saying for you to ask. They want you to ask. They want you to ask someone for help, or they want you to open your mouth and say, hey, I need help with this. I'm carrying this alone right now. Can you please help me? And you'd be surprised that the moment you decide to ask for help, you'd see just how much of this you didn't need to carry alone. There's something about you carrying something alone here. And that's exactly what the Eight of Coins or the Eight of Pentacles in reverse is indicating. These are things that you've been working so hard for: this relationship, this job, this self-esteem, right? This profession, whatever it may be. It's something that you put your whole heart into, and somehow you feel like you're not fulfilled. And the reason why is because it's missing you. You are the missing link. You are what serves the tie between you and your best life, because someone here is not being fully authentic. I hate to say it that way, but that's just what the truth is. And it's not the fact that you're a fake person. You're just not giving enough of you. Spirit is saying to give more of you, because when you give more of you, the less you'll have to do. You overwork when you're not being in your own authentic energy. You overwork when you have to keep up this face. And Spirit is saying, no, don't keep up the face. Take the mask off, because the mask is getting so heavy. And they don't want you to do that. They want you to wear you. They want you to be you. Be the embodiment of you. And that's all you need in order to be successful. Just be you. People are going to show up and they're going to be like, you know what? I rock with you. And the reason why I do is because you're you and you're different. You're a different flavor. I've never had that flavor before. And you know what? I actually kind of like it. But not even just that. I just appreciate love you for being who you are, not for being someone else. And that's what they're letting you know. And it's so interesting that I'm saying that, because you may not resonate with that, but maybe it's more so the fact that you feel like, okay, well, I have to kind of diminish myself because I feel like I don't want to cause trouble. You will never cause trouble. If anything, you're just highlighting where people are not themselves. And I also just heard that the crowd follows the crowd. They're going to do what the crowd is going to do. And it's because they're looking for comfort. They don't want to feel like they're in danger. Spirit is saying is that you're not in danger. In fact, you're more of a powerful leader than you think. You just have to trust it. They're asking for you to trust it. Okay. Do something new, something different. Ever notice how it's easier to fall in love and to be fallen in love with when you're busy? Thank goodness I'm you, the universe. That's so interesting. Do something new, something different. Okay. We have you're being watched by loving eyes. Exactly. Okay. What if you're actually an ancient gladiator of love and joy who agreed to visit Earth during these primitive years to spark some new thinking, share a few smiles, and help others discover they too are awesome? Just saying, the universe. P.S. Up for a joust, of course, with rubber thingies. That's funny. You're being watched by loving eyes. It's so interesting because that's exactly what this is, right? Like, again, I feel like we were saying something at the very beginning where you're someone that actually does like people more than you think, or it was something along the lines of that. I can't remember, but either way it goes, this is basically me. Oh yes, you're being watched by loving eyes. Exactly. The crowd follows the crowd, but then they also follow you when you're being your best self. Exactly. And then they don't get a kick out of it, but they feel inspired by it. It's like, oh my goodness. Have you ever seen Home? Have you ever seen Home? I think it's with the booth or something like that. How O was like always in trouble, or he's always doing something, but he was so unique and everyone freaked out because they're like, unique? Like, you're not supposed to be unique. Like, what are you doing? You're putting us in danger. But it was the very thing that made him unique, that made him a leader. And it also made people see, wow, we're all different. Exactly. You weren't meant to be the same. And that's how the crowd was able to follow. It's like they found their own spark. When you tap into your spark, others tap into their spark. They tap into their purpose and then prepare to be astounded. Exactly. When you are more of you, you inspire others to be more of them. And it's not like you're doing it for the sake of inspiring others. You're just simply being the embodiment of purpose. Even if your best self is, I'm about to go right over there to, this coffee shop, and I'm going to make the best cup of coffee that people ever tasted, that they've ever seen in their life. Guess what? That cup of coffee you made could have brightened their day so much to the point where they went out and they decided, I'm going to pay it forward. I'm going to go out and make the best cake that I've ever made in my life. And I'm going to give this to someone. And then they're going to go out and say, you know what? I love that. I'm going to make the best crocheted blanket of in history of all crocheted blankets, right? And then it's like this domino effect of people being the best selves, all because of an act of kindness and because someone decided to put their signature in that. Now imagine you putting your signature in that, and imagine just this wave of just unique signatures. And then you get to see the dance of the universe. Then you get to see or hear the song, the symphony of this ever expanding universe. But the beauty is that it all works together. Be your own note, because you are one note in a whole symphony of notes that creates the most beautiful, organized piece of music that we all could have ever heard. Just be yourself. Be your best self. And that's the magic. Someone here is used to feeling alone as a result of them being themselves. You don't have to feel that anymore. People are starving for authenticity, especially in the age of AI. Come on, people are starving for authenticity. People are starving, malnourished for the real. They want the real. People want the real. And that's where you come in. Do something different. Add a different flavor. Be you. Be your best self. Prepare to be astounded. Let's read that. Send them love, wish them peace, see them happy. Everyone, always, forever. And prepare to be astounded, the universe. P.S. Oh man, and will you ever become a big time manifester? I love that. Well, you're already a big time manifester because you're here, clearly. But in this instance, it's bringing me to the magician card. I feel like even though you may feel like things are like all hope is lost, Spirit is saying, no, it's not. All you need to do is add your unique signature. That's all you got to do. And it doesn't matter. Like if people are, and it's so interesting because my former husband used to tell me, there's so many different types of bread, right? Like there's so many different types of bread, but there's some breads that stick out a lot. They all are different. It doesn't matter that it's bread. It's all just different. It's all different. Not all breads are created equally. And that's why I feel like Spirit is saying to you, not everything was created equally, but they're equal, meaning that no one's better than the other, but they're different because no one else will ever have your unique signature. And I want you to remember that. You are so special. You are one in a lifetime. No one else will ever have your exact natal chart, ever. Okay? Participate. Do not confuse intention with entitlement. The entitlement to demand from the world leaves you with nothing. The world is rich and so are you. You have everything you need. All you need to do is welcome yourself to being a part of that. Allow yourself to be a part of that. Not excluded from it because you feel like you're too different. Not excluded from that, but a part of that. This relationship, participate in the relationship. This career, participate in the career. Give you, okay? It's coming. Hope is on. Wow. We kept saying hope. That's interesting. That's so interesting. Wow. Okay. Hope is on the horizon. In the face of challenges, remember that nothing lasts forever. Trust that the universe has good things in store for you. It's coming. I feel like the fact that you actually ended up you have it's coming and prepare to be astounded. You're being watched by loving eyes. Someone sees you and they're like, you know what? I just want to help. They may want to participate in what you have going on to help you with your mission. I love that for you. Seriously. And then you also have pursue happiness. Never apologize for what brings you joy. Exactly. Only you understand where you truly belong and where you can find your safe space. Follow your bliss. Need we say more? I don't think there's anything left to say. I feel like we said it all. I feel like that's the message. That is a message. Spirit is wanting you to be your best self, because your best self will always lead you to the best life possible. I am so here for that. Thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. Thank you so much for listening to this message. I hope that you got every single thing that you needed. And if you did not, make sure that you are a part of the Saiyonan circle, because I can pour more of my attention, devotion, and detail to you. Make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel, because there are going to be a lot more messages that I'm going to be giving you, as well as writing pieces and things like that. Make sure that you are following me over on Substack. It is free for right now. Of course, you can always just subscribe to the publication called A Path of Remembrance, because I am here to help you along your path of remembrance. Thank you so much for listening. Everything that you will need will be down in the description box. Also, I do have oils for you to reserve for you to use to help you with some self-love magic, because I feel like self-love magic is highly essential right now. Self-love magic and an authenticity. I think is it the Pluto and Aquarius? You know what? As a matter of fact, the self-love oil actually does help you to tap into more of your authenticity via self-love and you honoring who you are and giving yourself that love and whatnot. I would highly recommend that you do work with the self-love oil and any other oils that I feel like you can work with, or candles or anything. I would highly suggest that you look down in the comment section as well as in the description box, because everything you need will be down below. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Take care, and I'll catch you in my next video.